Subscribe for more.
I didn't go to the club looking for trouble. I went because Marissa said she wanted to dance, to feel young again, to forget the long week. I agree because that's what you do when you're trying to be easygoing, not controlling, not that guy. My name is Elliot Harper, 37, London-born, project manager by day, quiet observer by nature. I've never been loud in crowded rooms. I stand back, watch people, notice details others miss. Marissa used to like that about me. She said I made her feel safe, grounded, steady. That night, standing under flickering lights and bass that rattled my ribs, I thought we were still that couple, moving through noise together. The club was packed, bodies pressed close, everyone shiny with sweat and intention. Marissa disappeared toward the bar with a smile and a raised finger, the universal wait here signal. I leaned against a column, watching strangers orbit each other like moths. That's when I noticed him. Dante Ruiz, or at least that's what I heard someone shout later, tall, confident, the kind of man who takes space without asking. He slid in beside Marissa while she waited, said something I couldn't hear. She laughed, head thrown back, hair brushing his shoulder. I felt that first small pinch of discomfort and told myself not to be dramatic. I watched too closely after that, the way you do when you're pretending not to. He leaned in again. She didn't step away. His hand brushed her lower back, light, casual, almost innocent if you wanted to lie to yourself. She laughed again, louder this time, eyes crinkling, completely present with him. I was 3 steps away and might as well have been invisible. I waited for her to pull back, to glance over, to remember me. Instead, she angled her body toward him, a silent invitation I wasn't meant to read. My chest tightened, not with rage, but with something colder, sharper. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't friendly dancing. It was dismissal. I stepped closer, said her name once, not loud, just enough. She glanced at me, smile fading for a fraction of a second, then returned to him like I was a commercial break. He said something else and she laughed again. His fingers lingered at her waist. No one around us cared. Why would they? To them, I didn't exist. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't grab her arm or confront him. I just stood there, absorbing the message being delivered without words. This is how it ends, I thought, not with betrayal hidden in shadows, but out in the open under strobes and laughter. When she finally turned back to me, breathless, she said, "Relax, Elliot, he's just being playful." The word playful landed wrong. It minimized what I saw, what I felt. It told me my presence was optional. I nodded because arguing there would have been pointless. I watched Dante drift away, satisfied, like someone who'd proven something to himself. Marissa kept dancing, unbothered, like nothing had shifted. But something had. A line had been crossed, not by his hand, but by her reaction. I stopped dancing. I stopped smiling. I stood still while the music kept moving around me, realizing how alone you can feel in a crowd. We left separately, which should have told me everything. Outside, the night air was cold and honest. Marissa asked why I was quiet. I told her I didn't like what I saw. She rolled her eyes and said I was overreacting, that it meant nothing, that I needed to trust her. Trust. The word people use when they want you to doubt your own eyes. I didn't argue. I just listened, because listening teaches you more than defending ever will. That night, lying awake, I replayed the scene without music, without excuses. I thought about all the small compromises I'd made to be the good partner, the reasonable one. None of them protected me from feeling disposable. By morning, the anger was gone, replaced by clarity. I wasn't jealous. I wasn't insecure. I was disrespected, publicly and casually, and then told it was my problem. I ended it 2 days later, not with accusations, but with a statement. I told Marissa I wouldn't compete for attention or explain basic respect. She cried, said it was harmless, said I was throwing everything away over nothing. But it wasn't nothing to me. It was the moment I saw who I was in her world and who I wasn't. I walked away without raising my voice, carrying more relief than regret. People ask later what happened, expecting a scandal, a clear villain. I tell them the truth, which is quieter. Nothing exploded. Something eroded. Respect doesn't vanish in one dramatic act, it fades when boundaries are treated like jokes. I learned that night that love without regard is just proximity, and proximity can be replaced easily. I don't hate Marissa. I don't obsess over Dante. I took the lesson and kept my dignity intact. Walking away wasn't punishment. It was acknowledgement. Of myself, of what I require to stay. Since then, I choose rooms where I'm seen, conversations where I'm heard, and partners who understand that playfulness never comes at the cost of someone else's worth. That club taught me more than years of compromise ever did, and I haven't forgotten it. Looking back, I'm grateful it happened early enough to choose differently. Silence can be loud if you pay attention. Laughter can be dismissive. Touch can communicate intent without crossing obvious lines. I trust my instincts now, even when they're inconvenient. I don't explain away discomfort to keep peace. If someone treats me like an option, I remove myself from the list. That isn't bitterness. It's self-respect learned the hard way. It changed how I walk into rooms, how I leave them, and how seriously I take the quiet signals people reveal when they think nobody notices at all times.